few years ago, an artist sent me some demos. Warm synths, emotional chords, simple top lines. But when we sat down to talk, it was clear that he had no idea who he actually was. Fast forward to today, he's building a sound that is his, not some trend-chasing copy. And it all started with one simple shift. We stopped trying to make it, and we started trying to feel something. This video shows exactly how we got there so that you can too. Because here's the truth, if you keep chasing the wrong version of success, you might wake up in 5 years with music you don't even recognize and nothing real to show for it. And it all starts with a common misconception. Most artists think that they'll make it when they finally get signed, build a following, or rack up millions of streams. But that version of success, it's vague, external, and completely out of your control. That's why so many artists end up stuck, releasing music they don't love, chasing goals that they don't really define, and still not really getting anywhere. That's where the story of one artist that I work with, let's call him John, really begins. He was exactly where you might be now. Talented, driven, but chasing something that didn't actually feel right to him. And in this video, I'll walk you through the practical process we use to turn things around, a process I now use with every artist that I work with. By the end, you'll know exactly what to focus on instead of chasing success, so you can finally create music that feels like you and build a career that actually lasts. Now you might be thinking, but Phil, I do want to make it. And isn't that kind of the whole point? And I get it. And honestly, I want you to make it too. And I've got no issue with you spending time and money on your music, whether that's promotion, ads, playlisting, whatever. But here's the catch. Spending more time and more money doesn't build the artist. It just amplifies what's already there. And if what's already there isn't clear, if your identity is off, then all that effort just amplifies the confusion. I've seen this so many times. Before I ever did any artist development or production, I used to work as a live sound engineer. I'd mix like 20 bands a week, around 1,000 acts a year. Same venue, same gear, same setup. But here's what blew my mind. Some artists would walk onto that stage, plug in, and it just sounded good. No tricks, no fixes, no stress. Others, not so much. They'd use soundcheck as a last-minute rehearsal, while I scrambled to use every trick in the book to make it sound half decent out front. And you could tell that they felt this too, because they'd overcompensate in other ways. They'd all use loop pedals, or they'd have 10 different guitar effects pedals, or they'd play super, super loud. Anything to just fill up space. But no matter how much I tweaked things behind the desk, if that raw sound wasn't right, the whole thing just felt flat. That's what chasing success with no identity looks like. You can throw money, gear, and marketing at the problem, but if you're amplifying noise, the noise just gets louder. And worse, it actually gets harder for you to break out, because suddenly you're not just unclear, but you've built an entire career around being unclear. So the first questions are never, how do I get more reach? How do I build a fan base? Or how do I get more streams? It's, what am I actually broadcasting? Get that right, and any amplification will work for you, not against you. We'll come back to this idea, but first let's talk about how to actually find what you want to build around. So what should you focus on instead of chasing validation? Well, before everything else, before worrying about sound, content, or followers, you need to know who you actually are as an artist. Because if you don't know that, every strategy, every release, every post, it'll all become guesswork. And that's where John's story really starts. When I first reached out to him, he was at a crossroads. He'd been in a duo that started really strong. They clicked creatively, released an EP, gained some momentum, but they wanted different things. John was drawn to this euphoric simplicity of dance music, but his partner leaned more towards indie music, like MGMT, 1975, etc. Eventually, the project fell apart. He kept the name, but not the clarity. That's where I stepped in. Now, here's an important point. I actually found John. I heard his stuff on Spotify, thought it was genuinely good, and I reached out to him. That's how we met. Organically. And that happens all the time, but it only happens if your music is out there. You can't be discovered if no one can find you. So releasing music, even when it's not perfect yet, is the only way to open doors. And if you don't have a producer yet, go to your playlists of current inspirations, right-click on the tracks in Spotify and look up who produced them. As long as they're not superstar producer level, chances are they'd be open to collaborating, especially if they like your sound, they've got the time, and there's a clear financial incentive, whether that's upfront, through a split, or a combination of the two. Don't wait to be ready, start by being discoverable. That's how real partnerships start. So John didn't go off and hire some hotshot producer. He worked with someone who actually understood where he was coming from, me. And the process wasn't linear. He'd send me a demo, maybe just a synth pad, a kick, and a vocal, and I'd push it a direction he'd never really expect. Sometimes it clicked instantly, sometimes we'd dial it back, but each time we moved closer to the sound that actually felt like him. That's the power of collaboration. Not finding someone to finish your song, but finding someone who sees what you're trying to say and helps you say it louder. Because the right collaborator doesn't just change your tracks, they change your trajectory. Over time, his confidence grew, not because someone validated his music, but because he started to believe in what he was making. That's what builds real momentum. Not waiting to be picked, but becoming worth betting on. And most artists wait until they've figured it all out before they actually start releasing anything. But that's backwards. John didn't find clarity before he released his music, he found it by releasing his music. At the start, we had no master plan, no brand deck, no airtight sound, just a few songs that felt really good. So we put them out, one by one, and something amazing happened. As those songs dropped, a sound started to emerge. A story started to form. Not because we plotted it out in advance, but because he gave himself the freedom to create before he had all of the answers. Each release helped shape the next one, until eventually we had a full EP. And it sounded cohesive. Not because we engineered cohesion, but because John had finally given himself permission to be himself. And what's crazy is that he submitted all of his music to BBC Introducing here in the UK, which, if you don't know, is a platform for emerging artists to be discovered and played on UK radio. And not only did 3 out of the 4 tracks get played on radio in the UK, but he was actually featured as Artist of the Week and had an interview live on BBC Radio. All because he went and did what he believed in. But this isn't the only way finding clarity can help. I recently worked with another artist who had completely forgotten who he was. He'd grown up on rock music, full band energy, riffs, real vocals. That was the stuff that first lit him up. But somewhere along the way, he'd shifted into EDM production. The guitars got replaced with synths, and that worked, but the vocals, they just vanished. Not because the music didn't allow space for them, it did. He just never stepped into it. So when I brought it up, I said, "You realize you still identify as a singer, right?" He paused, then said, "Shit, yeah, you're right." But he didn't fully believe it until he actually went against it. Instead of changing his behavior right away, he released a remix. No original vocals, just his own production. And then he tried to create content around it. Immediately, he was like, "What the fuck do I do here, Phil? Can you help?" He felt stuck. He was like, "The promotion just feels gimmicky, like fake and off." And I told him, "Yeah, well, what do you expect? You're trying to stand behind something that only represents half of you. And the other half of you is actively being ignored. And when part of your identity is being pushed out of the picture, it creates resistance. You can't show up confidently for work that doesn't fully reflect you." So we flipped it. We listened to that resistance, leaned back into the singing, and everything started to shift. Not just the sound, but the alignment. The content flowed easier. The confidence returned, because now he wasn't hiding a part of himself. He was actually building from it. And that's what most artists get wrong. They try to plan their identity, but identity isn't a preformed conception. It's a result. You don't make it and then feel like an artist. You make stuff, and through that you become one. So if you're serious about building a career in music, here's the real path. Stop chasing trying to make it. Instead, start chasing what feels right. Build your emotional blueprint. Make 2 playlists, one of your past emotional anchors and one of what inspires you right now. Find the right collaborators, someone who gets it, not just sonically, but emotionally too. Pick one demo that feels right as a good starting point. Don't overthink it, just choose. Finish it, release it, and let go of perfection. Let the audience and your own instincts shape what comes next. Repeat. How you respond through each release will reveal more of who you are. Over time, your identity won't just be something you talk about, it'll be something people hear and see. And if you want a deeper breakdown of how this works and what to do next, from idea to discovery, I've actually put it into a free artist development blueprint. Just click the link below to download it and watch this video next where I walk through the entire thing step by step. Because real success isn't something you chase, it's something you build one song, one feeling, and one decision at a time.